Poverty is a challenge that millions face every day. But did you know that the Bible offers timeless wisdom on how to overcome it? Today, let's explore stories, teachings, and principles from the Bible that can guide us toward a life of provision and abundance. Our journey begins with a story Jesus told, the parable of the talents. Imagine a wealthy man preparing for a long trip. He calls his 3 servants and entrusts them with his property. To one, he gives 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to the last 1 bag, each according to their ability. The first 2 servants invest their gold wisely, doubling what they were given, but the third servant, out of fear, buries his gold in the ground. When the master returns, he praises the first 2 servants for their faithfulness and rewards them with even more. But the third servant, he's reprimanded for wasting his opportunity. This parable teaches us a profound lesson. God has given each of us talents, skills, and resources. Poverty isn't just about lack of money, it's often about how we use what we've been given. Are we investing in ourselves and others, or are we burying our potential out of fear? Another powerful story comes from the Old Testament. In 2 Kings 4, we meet a widow who is drowning in debt. Creditors threaten to take her sons as slaves. Desperate, she cries out to the prophet Elisha for help. Elisha asks her, "What do you have in your house?" She replies, "Nothing except a small jar of olive oil." Elisha instructs her to borrow empty jars from her neighbors. He then tells her to pour oil into these jars. The oil stops only when there are no more jars left. Elisha tells her to sell the oil, pay her debts, and live on what remains. The lesson here is clear. Even when we feel we have nothing, God can multiply the little we have if we trust Him and act in faith. Now let's bring these lessons into today's world. Poverty can feel overwhelming, but the Bible encourages us to take small, faithful steps. Here are 3 principles to consider. First, hard work and diligence. Proverbs 10:4 says, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." Whether it's pursuing education, honing a skill, or starting a small business, effort and perseverance can change our circumstances. Second, generosity. It may seem counterintuitive, but Proverbs 11:24 says, "One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty." Generosity isn't just about money, it's about giving our time, kindness, and resources to bless others. Third, trust in God. In Matthew 6:33, Jesus says, "Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." When we prioritize God's will, He provides for our needs in ways we could never imagine. Overcoming poverty isn't just about individual effort. The Bible calls us to community. Acts 2:44-45 tells us that the early church shared everything they had, ensuring no one was in need. By supporting each other, we can break the cycle of poverty together. So, what does overcoming poverty look like? It's about using our talents, trusting God, working diligently, giving generously, and leaning on our community. Whether you're facing financial struggles or helping someone who is, remember this: God's plan is one of hope, provision, and restoration. Thank you for joining us today. Let's take these lessons to heart and trust God as we walk the path He has set before us. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Living by the Book for more powerful teachings from the Bible. Together, let's discover God's wisdom for our lives.